You're quitting, innit? Because you're saying, yo, man can see it. Innit?
Okay, yeah. So,
but it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
All the idiot will sit there and get fucking choked out.
Yeah.
You're meant to attack. It's like if Billy Joe came out for the next round, we would have got battered.
Asylum Blue, baby.
Did Billy Joe Saunders quit?
No, not in my eyes at all. I think first of all the word quit, I think at that level of boxing, I think it's very hard to call a man a quitter. And personally, the way he was getting tumped up in the second and the third, for him to even come back from that, I think if he was a quitter, he could have quit then. You know what I mean? Personally, after the second round, I was saying to myself, boy, this ain't gonna go far. Then all of a sudden he found a rhythm, he started coming back. It started flowing, started getting, you know what I mean, hands down, got a bit confident, got in the rhythm, and that. I thought, raw, he's getting back into this fight, you know what I mean? He was looking well. But I thought, yeah, if to call him a quitter, there was more times in that fight he could have took the way out. But at the time when it come, you know what I mean, I think like, obviously his eye wasn't in a condition to continue. It's all good saying the fighter should go out and do more, and the fighter should go out on his shield, but to what point, like at the end of the day, Canelo was landing at will, I think. He was landing them big shots. He knew at that point that he could land them shots, and I think Billy Joe knew in himself. For him to go out, I feel like it was just
lamb to the slaughter, and just get beaten up.
You know what I'm saying? He's waiting for the inevitable to happen, really, and it would have been a severe stoppage in my eyes if he carried on. Severe, especially if he couldn't see out that eye.
Can I tell you why you're wrong?
Go on. Go on.
Nah, you're right in everything you said, but what I will say is, yeah, it's like in UFC, yeah, if someone's choking you and you're about to pass out and you tap out, is that quitting?
If you're about to tap,
if you're about to pass out, is that quitting? Technically, you're quitting, innit? Because you're saying, yo, man can see it.
Okay, yeah. So,
but it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
All the idiot will sit there and get fucking choked out.
Yeah.
You're meant to attack. It's like if Billy Joe came out for the next round, we would have got battered. So he was right to quit. And I always say, boxers, if you're going in there to get battered for a round, you might as well quit and just save yourself for the next day, innit? But where there becomes a problem is, Billy Joe Saunders, he himself came out and said, if my eye was broken, remember on Dubois? Yeah.
And that's getting brought up a lot. Fair play. But I feel like you're only hearing the word quit from a casual point of view. I don't think anyone really deep in boxing says the word quit.
I think that's because people don't like the word quit. But he stopped
to saying but quitting, that's a drastic word. That's a big word. Again, you only hear it. You hear it. For me, at that level of boxing, for him to get to that point in boxing and to go that far in that fight with Canelo, to turn around and say the man quit, I feel you can't put that word. He made the smart decision, innit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He made a smart decision. He done what he had to do. He done what he had to do.
My thing is, there's nothing wrong with quitting in that situation. Because if you continue to go out there, you saw the end of that round.
But I don't see why the word quitting is being put out there. I don't see why the word quitting. Why, you know what I'm saying? He didn't turn up.
Because because if it was someone else,
did Saunders say I'm done, or did the trainer say you ain't going out for this round?
To be honest, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, if it was...
from what I've heard, and knowing Mark Tibbs, the way that, obviously I don't know him personally, but knowing him as a trainer, as a top trainer, been around the game for as long as he has, he's not stupid. He ain't going to let Billy Joe go out there and get banged out and get severely hurt and severely damaged.
Billy Joe didn't look like he was complaining, though. The way he was talking, like, if that was me, I'll go out my shield, It didn't really look like he put in the effort. Because he himself...
all right, yeah.
There's no point going out.
But he was getting bodied. But some of them shots that Canelo was landing, them overhand rights in the early rounds they were setting up, they was landing more and more will as the fight went on. Carl Froch was saying about you could feel the difference in the weight of the shots. You could see it evidently, but when you're in a venue and you're up there close and personal, you can feel it. So if that man was feeling that, if you're seeing that whilst Billy Joe was on his the best version of himself in the middle rounds when he was having the most success, Canelo was still being able to. Now man ain't got one eye. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got one eye. He's getting tired. He was tired. You could see he was getting tired. He was giving it the best he could do. There was nothing much more he could do. His trainer made the right decision. Even if he argued, what would be the point? Because at the end of the day, the trainer makes the decision, innit? If the trainer says to the ref the fight's done, what's the point of him standing there arguing? For pride's sake, for everyone on the camera to think, oh yeah, all right, he wanted to fight, he wanted to go on. But in reality, it makes no difference to the outcome of the situation, innit?
Well, I feel like he didn't want to continue anyway.
Fuck me, how many people would want to continue from that onslaught? You know what I'm saying?
Want to continue still. If your eyes broken like that, there's no point.
Either way, this is my issue with the whole thing. Yeah, I think the boxing people, straight away, I've gone on Instagram the day after, straight after the thing, too much things are being put on this whether he quit or he didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? Too many people, and again, it's not coming from the deep.
But he brought upon himself though.
It's not coming from the people
himself.
deep in boxing. It's coming from more the casuals that are trying to get reactions and get. You know what I'm saying? And why do you say he brought it on himself?
Because he said the same thing about another person.
But do you not
like
think?
I said, don't talk on a situation unless you're in there yourself.
Okay,
once you're in there yourself, you see how people fold.
But at the end of the day, as a fighting man, you have to have that mentality. You have to say to yourself, obviously he see that and he's going to turn around and say, obviously he hadn't had that sort of punishment before. It does make him a hypocrite in one sense, yeah. But I'm not going to turn around and say that the man quit, same way I'm not going to turn around and say the boy quit. You know what I mean?
But I think it's smart they quit. I think people need to get that.
I just wouldn't use the word quit.
That's what I'm saying. Because in boxing, I understand it. In boxing, people have that connotation of quit. But I'm just saying, bro, your eyes broke. You can't see another man who's going to go in there. It's like, remember Bert Sugar? He said boxing is simply just legal assault. Yeah, so you're literally letting a man come in there to assault you and you can't even see the guy's assaulting you. That don't make too much sense, innit? To go there and get assaulted and you can't see.
I hear that. But
so
my thing
it's smart to quit.
Again, I just feel like there's too much being put on that. For me, obviously, the whole fight in itself, the whole show, the whole thing, it was a massive event and it was a sick event. It was sick to watch. Obviously, the ending was an anticlimax, especially to the people, maybe not the hardcore boxing fans, because you always want to see a massive ending, someone getting hurt, someone getting finished. That's what you tune in for. But the fight in itself, I thought the whole thing was put together sick. Everything runs smooth, and I think not enough people. Everyone's too quick to jump on the negative side of what the outcome of that. I feel like there's too many positives to be sitting here talking about whether the man quit or not. I feel like that shouldn't be the first thing or shouldn't be the main point that everyone in boxing is talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, but like I said, it's because of firstly who it is. He kept saying, I'm gonna shield, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
You bring that attention on yourself. When you're a talker like you are with a talker in Billy Joe, the stuff he comes out with, obviously being a fighter, I think you have to have that confidence, you have to have that shit talk about you. We'll see what he turns around and says, innit? I'll leave it to you know what I'm saying. Let him turn around and say what he has to say.
That's another thing. No post-fight interview either.
Straight to the hospital, innit? Straight in the ambulance, straight to the hospital.
Yeah, but they took their time to get to the hospital.
Yeah. Could have done an interview. I'm not justifying him not doing the interview. You take part in the sport. You know that's part of the setup, innit? A quick little 3-4 minute interview with the Purist team would have been sick straight after the fight. You know what I'm saying? We're out there, but it didn't. It is what it is. But for me, I'm not gonna sit here and dwell on this whole quitting thing. Obviously, we know all these pages, even this page here, the Purist. We got producer Giacomo, producer Daniel. They're there to plug them questions out there and put them thoughts in people's head about did he quit or did he not quit. And I think it's poor. It leaves a poor taste. For especially after something I thought it was a sick fight, it was a sick event. I thought it was a great thing, all in it. You know what I mean? The whole thing. I thought it was sick, man. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, let's talk about the actual fight. First, I'm gonna break it down, and then we'll talk about why everyone who had Billy Joe Saunders winning is wrong, innit? So firstly, early in the fight, we see Canelo. Like we said last time, he doesn't actually have to push the fight towards Saunders. He weren't really trying to walk Saunders down and apply mad pressure. He was just literally just edging forward, trying to find the range, isn't it? Saunders, how should I put it? Canelo did struggle to land on Saunders. But Saunders struggled to land on Canelo much more than Canelo struggled to land on Saunders. That's how I felt. Yeah. I felt Saunders was throwing more punches and missing more punches. Canelo was sharp and accurate with a lot of his shots, innit? And that's why I gave him most of the rounds. I'm seeing Saunders miss most of his jabs, miss most of his power punches, if he landed any. He landed a couple good left hands, but other than that, I don't really remember him landing anything significant. Of course, rounds, I think it was 5, 6, maybe 7. Saunders got into it, but I don't think he done enough to win most of those rounds. I gave him 2 rounds in the fight. I could see an argument for 3 rounds, but other than that...
Who someone come out saying about Canelo was basically like Thanos? Everyone he fights, he takes their powers, he takes from them their abilities, and he going forward, he manages to use that against next man. And for me, there was a class of the Mayweather fight, in the sense, not even that fight, but in the sense of Canelo's learned how to nick rounds. You're the home fighter, the champion with the belts in your arena. Everyone's there to support you. Everything you do gets a mad reaction. Now you ain't got to be the one chasing the fight. I thought that was fucking intelligent. No one see it coming. Everyone's talking about Canelo's a come forward. He's gonna be walking him down for 12 rounds. He didn't need to. He's a sharpshooter, even though he's a fighter. He can sharpshoot them slip and counters. He's slick with them, and he knew. And I think it's partly. I feel like a big part of that, what you're saying about Billy Joe not doing enough to win the rounds or not doing what people expect him to do, was partly because of Canelo had more in his locker than people give him credit for. And also, I feel like, secondly, Billy Joe, when's the last time he fought before this fight?
December, November against Martin Murray.
And this reiterates a point that we make on this Purist podcast week in, week out.